Yeah, man, y'all shit was dope, man. Yo, Zara, you really about to go to New York, bro?
Yo, man, we out.
Hey, you ain't going no damn New York, bro. You don't be going nowhere like that.
Yo, man.
See, I've been places, you know what I'm saying? I travel. I go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what about you, Shrew?
I mean, niggas don't really be going nowhere, but I know I do.
Where you been at? Where you been at, man?
Shit, I be out Puerto Rico, I be out Cuba.
Shit, I've been in the
This nigga ain't been no motherfucking Cuba, man.
Where's your Cuba cigar at,
Niggas go to Baltimore act like they been somewhere.
I've been places too.
Trinidad, Canada.
Damn,
I've been around, man.
Damn, you been out there with drinking on and shit?
Damn, that's better than what I was.
What about you, Yashima? What's up?
No, I'm from Jamaica, but I've been Canada, Florida, New York.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Philly.
Shit. What about you, Cat?
Well, I'll tell you where y'all niggas ain't been.
Yo, Cat, where you been though, man?
Man, I've been where y'all niggas ain't been. I've been to the Passover.
What?
Yeah, y'all never been there? You ain't never been to the Passover?
That was a hurt piece.
Y'all ain't never been to the Passover? Y'all ain't never been to the Passover? You ain't never been to the Passover? You ain't been to the Passover? My bad. But y'all ain't never been to the Passover?
Unfortunately not.
You got the lamb slaughter. You got General Muhammad's class. We got the children's party. They got stuff for the kids to do. We got babysitters. They need babysitters.
I love the kids.
I ain't fucking with them.
And we're going to have the black party.
Oh, shit.
And guess what?
What's that?
If you pay your Passover fees up front, you can get in the black party for free.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Black party?
It's going to be performances there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be open bar with the beer and the wine all night. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be in the building, you know what I mean?
Black party?
Is that all?
Shit.
Keep going.
Bro, you already know what it is. We do it bigger and better every year. This year, the 54th annual Passover.
And before the Passover, we got the biggest party of the year. It's the annual Black Party, March 30th. That's on a Thursday at the Durham Armory. Make sure y'all in the building.
And the moment y'all all been waiting for, the 54th annual ISUBK Passover, April 1st. April 1st, we doing it big. Once again, serving the Most High in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And you can get all of that at this year's Passover. Y'all ain't never been to the Passover? All right, let's get started. All right, so we down here. We got what? The fish. We got some fish tonight. Could you check the feed to make sure that you can hear some audio? All right, so we got the fish tonight. We got the people in here. We're just waiting on them to get in here. Make sure y'all share it, please. All right, Koyash one, share the video. You checking in? It's a difference. Checking in is like. But yeah. So we talking about Martin Luther King, Michael Luther King. We talking about Michael. But look, man, you know, like a lot of people, like, okay, I was home yesterday, right? And it was a you can hear me? Okay, I was home yesterday and you could let me see. I was home yesterday and I seen it was a march that came past the crib. You know what I'm saying? It was like they was out there saying, say his name, MLK, say his name, MLK, say his name, MLK. And then I was like, oh man, and I started recording on my phone, and then, you know, they was like, whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? But then I looked out there, it was like a bunch of young kids, and you know, I'm just sitting there just kind of like, you know, just smiling to myself, like, look at this, man, like the same thing over and over and over and over again. We keep doing the same stuff, you know, and they had the cops like out there, like kind of, you know, letting them know, I mean, just kind of blocking the streets off so they can keep walking or whatever. But then it was white people out there that never come through where we live at, you know, ever, right? And they was out there. It was white men, white women, white little kids, right? And then it was black women, black men, and kids. And they were walking through, and they were basically saying, you know, we gotta come together and all that kind of stuff, like chanting stuff like we gotta end hate and all that kind of stuff. And I just be thinking like, it's not gonna stop. You can march all you want. You can march and say, man, it's about us coming together. It's about us bringing peace. Nobody's trying to hear that. We the only people that keep trying to push that narrative as if we're going to convince, like, okay, think about it like this, right? How long civil rights? It's been since civil rights. What, 65 years? It's been like 65 years. How in 65 years we can't convince people that we're people and we deserve to be treated with respect, and you know, and we should have equal rights. How long have we been trying to do that? I mean, come on, go ahead.
And nobody think it's weird that it's, you know, hundreds of years later after we still fighting for equality with the same people that put us in slavery. I can see it was like a different type of people,
right?
But it's the same exact
people
that brought you here.
Right. It's clear. They are not going to give you any, they're not going to equal up the playing fields. I'm going to just help everybody out for the year. They're not going to equal up the playing fields with you, because if you don't understand how America works, then you have not even been here in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, America cannot function if everything is equal.
Right.
This is a capitalist society. Capitalist. You know what I mean? And it's ran by a small group of corporations, powerful people, you know, like an oligarchy. You know what I mean? And it's an aristocracy here. There is no such thing as an equal playing field for everybody. You have to, in a capitalist society, you have to have poor people. Period. It can't work. If everybody got money and everybody's equal, how's it gonna work?
Right.
Can't work. You got to have poor people at the bottom. You have to have poor people that the rich people are going to rule. Let me pull that real quick. Hold on. Let me grab that real quick. Just for people, so we can understand. We're going to talk about Martin Luther King today. And if y'all got any questions, y'all can get them in. Y'all already know. And we'll get it like that. All right. Let me see. It's in Proverbs. You got the mic? All right. Okay. Oh, you good? You was eating, or I can get Tasha Potter read it if you still want to finish your food or whatever. It's all good. Proverbs 22:7. All right, Proverbs 22:7. All right, y'all, go there. Let me go down the line. All right, Tamika, Shanta, Danisha Jones, always in the building. Trooper Tazawa, what's going on, Tazawa? Shalom, Lord of Christ to you. Big Maine, checking in from Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah, let's work on that name this year. All right. Kwayashwan checking in. Okay, yeah, that's Kwayashwan checking in. And your Quart Desire 1 West 125th Street. Yeah, all right, I see you. Buffalo, New York. Y'all just had a storm up there too. A crazy storm. It was biblical. And Just Starting Paint in the building. What's going on, Just Starting Paint? And let's work on that too this year, so we can get these names switched. You know, we don't need no more Bartholomew Maccabeuses in here. All right. All right, no sweat. So let's get it. Proverbs 22:7.
Khan.
Oh, let's see. Let me try to describe this too.
Is that for the question that the brother had?
What's no? Nah. Hold on. Let me just take this out. Okay, Koyachwan. Okay, this is easy. Are you is this drunkard that's in your family? Are they grown men? Is this person grown? Well, I'm assuming that they're grown, because if you're a drunkard, you've been probably drinking liquor for a while, and you probably are at least 21. Okay, so he's a grown man. I mean, what can you do, Kwai Aswan? Are you going? You can't kill yourself trying to make somebody not want to drink. They're going to look. This is what I understand. People are going to do what they want to do. It doesn't matter what you say. It don't matter how much what's that called? What's that word called? Good advice you give them. Don't matter. You could talk to them for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, every night of the week. A person is not going to change unless they want to, period. You're going to go crazy trying to convince somebody not to go to work drunk. If they want to go to work drunk, this is how they're going to learn not to go to work drunk, when they don't have a job anymore.
Right.
That's when they're going to understand. It's real simple. Like, life teaches you all these lessons. All you got to do is just keep doing stupid shit. Salaki from my language. But, and it's really, that's what I totally 100% understand, that people are just going to do what they're going to do, especially when it comes to something like that. But I mean, we do have scriptures and stuff like that we can go to, but I doubt it'll help if they're not in the truth anyway. We celebrate Malcolm. We celebrate Martin Luther King because Martin Luther King was about peace. Martin Luther King was about peace, and you got to be real careful of who you get to celebrate that the oppressor puts up. You know what I mean? It's a difference. The oppressor is never going to teach you about Nat Turner, because Nat Turner wanted to get free by revolting. So you're not going to see a holiday about Nat Turner or Toussaint Overture or, Denmark Vesey. You're not going to see stuff like that. They're not going to teach you about that, because that's about really actually being free from oppression. And that's what they fought for, and they died for it. Martin Luther King wanted America to act right. It's a big difference between trying to get America to act right and actually wanting to be free from America. All right. Okay. No sweat. So let me describe this real quick. I'm just going to try to describe so that y'all could get some of these scriptures. 22:7. Hold on. Let me see. All right. All right, Proverbs 22:7. Oh, the brother left. He walked out.
I got it.
Okay.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 7.
Is it on? Go ahead. Say it again. Hold on.
I got the mic on back here.
Oh, go ahead. No, you got it. I just want to make sure.
Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 7.
Yep.
The rich ruleth over the poor.
Right. That's a complete understanding that, if you don't understand that, then you have not been living in America. Civil rights is feeding this BS, you know what I'm saying, goal to our people, which will never ever be accomplished ever in America. There's the rich people and there's poor people, period. And in America, Black people are the poor people. That's the role we play here. You know what I mean? Although we might have millionaires, we might have some billionaires, we might have, some thousandaires. But the overall Black people, Hispanics, Native Indians are poor people. You know what I mean? And and the oppressor is rich. Go ahead.
And one thing that I would say before civil rights, we was attaining a level of, you know what I mean, separation from Esau.
Right.
We was like little separated. You know what I mean? Not totally, not fully, but we had these cities where we were separated and we were able to thrive without them.
Mm-hmm.
Civil rights just handed us over. You know what I mean? They literally handed us over to rich people. You know, people that already had 200, 300 year head start on you.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King and other, you know, people who was part of that movement joined us to them.
Right, because the problem with Martin Luther King was he wanted us to integrate in the system without power.
And took like whatever riches we did have, they took that from us, and then like we still starting over from scratch, continuously starting over from scratch.
Right, you can't integrate it into us, like you said. Say it one more time.
As far as they integrated us in with rich people who had a 200, 300 year head start on us. And then what you think they're not gonna use their system that they created to gobble up all your wealth?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They set the laws, they create the laws, they write them, they sit back and figure out how they can, you know, do whatever they do with the laws, like process with the laws.
I'm just sending this out, Salaka, y'all. I'm just, you know, you keep talking. I'm just sending this out real quick.
And you know, okay. Also with that, but then too, you joined us with their banking system. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we had a chance to really like kind of do it on our own, like create our own banking system, create certain things. But like I'll give you an example. When we was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had an Edomite running the bank.
Right.
They had an Edomite running the bank, and what the Edomite did was, and these people had millions of dollars. What they did was, the Edomite lent out all their money to their friends on like business loans that the people defaulted on the business loans, and that's how they got the money from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The residents and the citizens of Tulsa, Oklahoma, man.
Right. It just and then it makes because what you gonna do if they default?
There's nothing that you can.
Yeah, what can you do? You can't. And that's what I'm saying. You integrate in the system, and you don't have no power. You have no power. What you gonna say? What? Give me my money back? What you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing. So you know what I mean, like that. And then it's like if civil rights was really supposed to be about protecting Black people, then we should have focused on military. You know, we should have focused on having our own military, our own way of protecting ourselves, because otherwise, what's the point? People talk all this stuff about, we got to have Black businesses again. We got to come together. Okay, so we come together and we create another Black Wall Street. Well, what's going to stop it from being destroyed again?
How can you protect it?
Yeah, what's going to stop it again? They can come by and stop it again, because we don't have the Lord with us. That's what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
So like, I don't mean it.
No, go ahead.
But I think if there was, I think we would be in today's time. If there was going to be another Black Wall Street, we would be our own opposition.
Right.
You would have Negroes out there that'd be like, nah, well, what you mean Black Wall Street? Why can't it just be just every Wall Street? Yeah. You know, just everybody. Blue Wall Street, white, green, yellow Wall Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like
our own worst enemy.
Yeah, and that's and you know what I mean. So the oppressor, he would sit back, because at some point we would bring somebody else from another nation into it, and they would figure out a way to destroy it and bring it down, because there can't be any Black unity. It can't be anything like that. You know what I mean? They fight against that. Of course, that's what we fight against too. But without the Lord, you have an even harder fight, because, you know, the Lord's not with you at the end of the day. And then even in America right now, it's like you can't even say, you know, these cats be talking about, oh, I got this money, I got that money, but you can't say the wrong thing though. You know what I mean? Like just say, okay, you a millionaire, you got all this money, you a celebrity. Just say one thing that's wrong. Say one thing that goes against what the social norms are. Go on there and say the Jews run everything. You a billionaire, right? You can say whatever you want to say. You got money, you got power. Say the Jews don't run everything. I mean, the Jews run everything. And I guarantee you'll be canceled for being anti-Semitic. And that'll be that. Everything will be done. So you don't really have any power if you can't say what you want to say. Right. So All right, no sweat. So read it one more time if you could.
Proverbs 22:7.
Mm-hmm.
The rich ruleth over the poor,
Right, the rich rule the poor. Go ahead.
and the borrower is servant to the lender.
Right, and the borrower is servant to the lender, period. Go ahead.
And that was actually a curse that was put on the Israelites in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. It said that you would be the you would be the tail, you would be the tail and not the head. You would be the and I'm paraphrasing. Y'all get me right, but say that you would be the borrower, not the lender. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. And this and so this is the lies, and this is the foolishness that we have to go through in order to believe in Martin Luther King's dream. Let me show y'all something about Martin Luther King's dream, right? Let me show y'all something. Let me see here. The water. Appreciate that. Man, he really saw me. All right. All right. I'm going to take this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. Stop the screen share. And I'm going to put another screen share up. And this one is, hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. Y'all just bear with me 1 second. I'm just doing my tech stuff. All right, I'll make it big for y'all. And I'm going to mute my mic.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one, that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have.
So y'all hear that? It says, he said that it has to be tempered with a solid realism. And we don't want to face the realism. The realism is that you will always be shut out in America. Like this place is not built for us. It's not the scripture. You could if you could pull it. This is not your rest. Okay, JV. America is not the place for us to live comfortable. Every time that we try to do it, you see what happens. Y'all don't know about African who immigrated over here to America, went on a shooting spree a day ago, 2 days ago. They haven't made it that public like that. 2 days ago, and he shot 3 black people, all black people. And then when it was an African. He immigrated here. It came all the way from Africa to hate niggas. You know what I mean? And so he basically said that. Let me add it to the stream.
That's perfect. We need that right about now.
He basically said that he don't like black people because we kill each other. So he kill us more. Go ahead.
Sir, was this like a heavily melanated African, or was it like
They didn't release his picture. They didn't release his picture. I can show y'all the video if you want. Hold on. I can show y'all the video. But yeah, I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna show it to you. I just want to make sure I don't get off of this thought real quick. Go ahead, Matata Pod. You had one to say something?
About Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
about how so you know he said how the movement was superficial
Mm-hmm.
and
Has
we
to be
need
tempered with realism.
yeah, now now he's getting a smack of reality in the face because he understands that, wait a minute, this dream is, and he realized Martin Luther King is saying exactly what we say now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black people haven't seen this video where he says that, his dream that he dreamt, it turned out to be a nightmare. A lot of black people haven't seen this. So when we say what we say, a lot of times black people can't understand it. And they might shut their brain down to like understanding. And they're just like, nigga, how can you talk about Martin Luther King and everything great that he did? Another thing that he said is that he's not a person that what he say? Like kind of, I'm paraphrasing, like to be discouraged. Like he keeps his hope. That's Christianity.
And let me get Ecclesiasticus 40 and 28. But go ahead.
That right there is Christianity, man. Because he sees that his dream is a nightmare, where he wants his son to grow up in a nation where he's not being judged by the color of his skin. But that's the very nation that your son grew up in.
Yep.
And it's worse. It's worse than what it was when they was fighting for that damn civil rights, because white people, it's like they found another way to grab hold of our brains. You know what I mean? Like to sink their teeth in tighter on the reins, like on the shackles that you have, like the shackles that you have on your mind. They like further tighten them damn shackles
right
after the civil rights. You know what I mean? Because we had a level of, okay, we know that's the enemy. After civil rights, we know it's the enemy, but now we afraid to say it. Now, you know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, it's
because here we are. Like I said before, we in the system. Now all of our businesses are gone. That's what the civil rights movement. And look, man, let's just be straight up, man. The civil rights movement. We had the civil rights movement because we were afraid of white people. That's it, man. Let's just hit it right in the head. Go ahead. And we still are. We still are afraid.
If I may, I was watching Black Watch last night, and they brought out that Martin Luther King received an award from Margaret Sanger.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He received an all Margaret Sanger like award, and he gave a speech and said how much she contributed to, like how he appreciates how much she's contributed to the Black community.
Right, because instead of them stopping poverty and stopping oppression and stopping the things that make a person be so, boggled down with, the things with America and the bills and everything else you got to pay, instead of fixing that, they just say, well, just kill the baby so you don't have to come into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what the whole meaning behind abortion was. Margaret Sanger didn't give a damn about women's health. She didn't give a damn about none of that. She was just like, look, the system ain't going to change. So before you bring another little, baby into this oppression, you might as well just get rid of it and just get rid of it now, because they're going to be poor just like you. They're going to grow up in the ghetto just like you. They're going to have a single parent home just like you, and they're going to go to jail just like you. So before you can even think about bringing a child into this situation, you might as well just think about yourself and move forward with your position, your job and all that, and get your money first, and then you can have a kid after you make it. You know what I mean? That was what she was talking about. Go ahead.
And the crazy thing is, she was the one that was unfit as a mother. You know what I mean? As far as like when you look at like eugenics, and they say like only like they believe the strong survive, the people with the best genes. Well, she had kids that she couldn't have. She wasn't able to carry her kids. You know what I mean? So when the oppressor has like issues that they're dealing with, they project those issues like to other people. So like, she sees that she's really the one that's unfit. That can't carry these kids and stuff like that. The kids is coming out retarded and stuff. But then she projects that on to the Black people. What was that point that you said they said last night with Martin Luther King?
You got the award? The Margaret Sanger Award.
And look, that's all you got to do to shut a nigga up, man. They still do that now, right?
Yeah.
All they got to do is give you an award. It ain't even got to be no money attached, like Emmys and Grammys and all that kind of stuff. We know that the Grammys is racist and all that kind of stuff. But all they got to do is just let one Negro come in and then get an award, and then everybody is shut up. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
because awards are just they're stupid, like a trophy. Like I had trophies from weightlifting, and you know what I did? I just threw them in the trash because after a while, it's just like it's nothing. It's a damn idol. you go up there and worship your trophies. Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, I remember when we was reading the I believe it was like the Negro Project or something like that, and how she said that she uses ministers to push the agenda on to the people for the rebellious ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that he was mentioned in the same context as that.
Yeah, and it'd be so crazy, man, with Democrats, because Democrat women, they'd be like, you can't tell us what to do with our bodies. You can't tell us what to do with our bodies. My body, my choice. Right. The same party that was pushing the shot. Right. For everybody to get the COVID shot. It wasn't your body, your choice then. Right. Because they was like, if you don't do it, then you're not working here no more. Right. They got rid of like police officers, fire workers, fighters. They got rid of nurses, CNAs, and everybody. They didn't give a damn. It wasn't your body, your choice then. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the hypocrisy. And let me get that one scripture, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 40 and 28. Go ahead.
It's still a double standard. If a woman wants to kill the baby, then she's allowed to do it. And it's not considered murder, it's not considered homicide or anything like that. But if somebody harms that woman, if an outside person harms that woman and the baby, then that's still considered.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. Like men don't have any. In America, men don't have reproductive rights.
And that baby's still considered to be somebody.
Hey, if the woman want to get an abortion, right? Then the father should have the choice to be a father. So, but if she decides, I want to have we having this baby, even if she's like, how you feel? I'd be like, man, I'm not ready to be a father. And she said, I don't care. I'm having this baby right now. Yeah, and if you're not ready, this nigga 20 years old, he might not be ready. Now, I'm not saying everybody isn't either mentally ready, you know what I'm saying? But
he could be ready, and she's not ready.
Right. If he's ready, she'll say, okay, I don't want to have it, and then he got to deal with it. He got to accept that he's not going to have that child. But if she wants to have the child and he's not ready, then he still got to be ready. And if he's not ready, then they have the laws in place to make him ready.
And if he had it,
whether he like it or not,
and it's not his, it's still his.
Right. Yeah. It's wild, man. We're gonna have to interview Tara, man, on the show. Y'all stay tuned for the episode. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to talk. We got a sister in the school that is she worked in the child support office. Yeah, she worked in there. And so I know we can get a lot of insight from the sister on it. So yeah, if Lord willing, we could work that out. Go ahead. You got the microphone. You got to take the microphone so they can hear you. And then we're gonna go and read the scripture from the brothers.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if anybody heard about that brother that's in Chicago right now, battling to stay out of jail for 15 years for a child that he just found out is not his. 23 years after the child was born.
Oh yeah. Because you can still be considered the child's father. Yeah, if you've been around for a while, they can still get you.
For 23 years it wasn't his, and he didn't want to pay child support. They just found him in Chicago. The child was 23 years old. Never been his, never been proven to be his, but he's fighting the battle to stay out of jail for 15 years.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna work that out, you know what I mean? Besides the pod, hopefully we can work it out. You know what I mean? I think that'll be a good show to talk about child support and have somebody actually from the inside that could let people know about what's going on the inside. You won't be violating any HIPAA laws or anything. All right, you got it, Sarabakar. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 40, verse 28.
My son, lead not a beggar's life.
That's what the civil rights movement was. It was a beggar's life because we were begging to be accepted. We were, and when we already had our own thing, I mean, I get it. we were at that point in history, we were afraid of white people. We were definitely afraid of white people, and we figured that if we can't beat them, we might as well join them. But at the time, I can see where there would be blind spots that people that's actually living in the time wouldn't be able to see in that time. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just trying to figure out how to move forward without being killed or without, being terrorized and, and things like that. So, but it's the leadership that the blame falls on. I don't blame the people, you know what I mean, for the civil rights movement, because they were going off of what the leadership and the way the leadership was leading them. If there's those people out there would have died for Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? They actually went down to Selma, Alabama, like places like that, Selma, Mississippi, all kinds of racist places that people don't even go today because of racism. But they did it. But he had them out there, marching, and he had them out there getting beat. You know what I mean? Getting punched in the face, all kinds of stuff happening to the ground. Getting the dog sick on you, the dog biting your nuts, everything. Right. And they had our people out there fighting to be accepted by the oppressor when we were better off when we were segregated, because the truth of that, the example is when we didn't ride the buses. You know what I mean? When we didn't ride the buses, we should have boycotted the buses so that we would have our own buses. We shouldn't have boycotted the buses so that we could sit in the front of the bus. That's not a win. Because now they beat you down, and then they say, you know what? You can sit in front of the bus now. And we say, yay, yay, we can sit in front of the bus now. What do we win?
Right.
We didn't win anything. You had want to say something?
I was at work, right? There was this girl that was in there, and she was talking to another girl. And so, I was ear hustling or whatever because they was talking kind of loud. And it almost seemed like they was talking loud because the white nurses was right there.
Mm-hmm.
So the one girl was like, yeah, I asked my son something about Martin Luther King. And he said, well, he didn't know what he did great. So she said, I had to tell him, some things that he did great. You know what she told the other guy? She said, I had to tell him that, because of him, we could drink off the same water fountains and use the same bathrooms and stuff like that. I was sitting there like, that's all you got out of it. Like, that's all we got.
Right. A toilet is a toilet. You know what I mean? It don't matter where you put your rump at. It's still a toilet. I mean, theirs is no better than ours. I mean, but at this point, we would have had even better water fountains now if we would have stuck to our guns. You know what I'm saying? We could have had, water fountains with, what's that good Kool-Aid coming out? That's the fruit punch. You know what I mean? Ours could have been even better. Like our what's that called? Our toilet seats, they could have been, has some wool, some wool on them. It could have been something. Maybe we could have had a bathroom that wasn't a stall, like that people can walk by and look in and stuff. Like, that's crazy as hell too. A public restroom where is open from here and there, so people can walk by, and then the crack in the door is like this big.
Just enough to be like,
yeah, just enough to see who's in there, somebody in there, maybe our bathrooms would have been a little bit more, private. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but the oppressor, he want to, leave it all open. When you go into the men's bathroom, it's a stall right here, 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 and all of them are some of them are long, and they're farther away, and then they don't even have no door.
It's enough room for him to crawl.
Yeah, it's damn, this is super, super suspect, man. It's suspect. Yeah, it's super suspect, man. So it's it's just crazy. I was watching this thing, they talking about the bathrooms in China, they're covered all the way up. They're not like America where it's prison style, where everything is open. In prison, it'll be they'll have a toilet right here. They'll have a cell full of people and the toilet's right there. So you better hold it, because if not, you're going to have to poop in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? You go to jail, you in that holding tank or something like that, you're going to be in there with 30 dudes and the toilet is right there in the middle of the floor. So if you got to poop you better, you know what I mean, not eat that peanut butter and jelly sandwich and that milk when they come around with it. You better not eat none of that, because I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be hell, and you're gonna have to be in there for days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's rough, man. All right, so could you read it one more time?
Canada Wakan. My son, Salakia, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
My son, lead not a beggar's life.
Mm-hmm.
For it is, Salakia, for better it is to die than to beg.
Right, we should have been willing to, because, okay, we never stopped dying anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? It never stopped. Since the 60s, it's never stopped. Matter of fact, not since the 60s, since the 1400s, never stopped. It's a continuous thing because of, you know, the people who we find ourselves in the control of. You know, we've been hard-headed for too long, and we're trying to figure out a way to still be hard-headed and still be able to reap the benefits of living a good life. That's really what it is. Like today, Black people, we don't want to follow no rules, but we want to be able to, you know, reap the benefits of having a good life. You know, if Christ doesn't return by the year 2030 or 2040 or whatever, it's going to be a Martin Luther King memorial every single year. Year after year after year after year after year after year after year. And we're going to keep talking about equal rights, coming together, diversity training, diversity inclusion. How many diversity trainings you got to go to? We've been living around each other for the last 500-600 years, man. Longer than that, right? The Greek Empire. No, yeah. Right. Don't know why I know white people like we know them. That's it. White people know, we don't know. Look, we know white people. We know them in and out. We know the smile at they jokes. They don't even make funny jokes, but you laugh at it.
Right.
Right. They be like, "Hey, man, I was gonna go out to the golf course, man, and I was gonna hit a stroke." He be like, "Ha ha 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 ha." You know what I mean? Because that's the right thing to do. Is, you know, because he's white, so you're gonna laugh. Man, I see black women. Black women be like totally different from the white people. Totally different. They be like. They show all them joints. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I understand though. I understand. I get it. Like, cause I've been in situations where I work at, I'm on the only black dude. It's like me and like a girl and another dude, Marvin, and then another black chick that works in the other building. But we the only, and sometimes I might find myself like in the midst of it all, you know what I mean? And like, I might be in a meeting with everybody in there, and I just be like, kind of like, sometimes I just kind of like, just like, you know, look around, you know what I mean? You know how you get a moment of clarity? Like I look around like, damn, this ain't normal. This really ain't normal. Like I've been around it for so many years now that I'm just like used to it, but it's not normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a normal thing. And that thing is just wild when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? And you see, like, sometimes I might just sit back and I'll see like a sister get up there and she be around white people and they be like making, like, they might do something like touch her. You know what I mean? Like touch her on the shoulder. Not, you know, not like sexually harassing, but he'll like, I'll see like a white dude or something like that. He'll touch his sister and she'll let him do it. But let me touch her. She'll be like, "Oh, you don't touch me. You don't put your hands on me." Right? She'll go ape crazy on me. But when the white man do it, she just, oh man. You know, it's just like we've learned how to be submissive in front of white people. And you could thank civil rights for that. You could thank civil rights for that. We like the general was talking about, we got all these gangsters in the hood, all these niggas that's on Paru.
Right.
All these niggas that's just, you know, Grape Street Crip, all that, all them niggas. But you can't stop the Asians own all the businesses.
Right.
In the black neighborhood. All of them. Go ahead.
Salakia, and it's so bad that we change our voice for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You call a brother, he be like, He'd be at work, he'd be like, Johnson and Bruckheimer. He'd be like, oh man, what's up, man? They'd be like, oh man, they got me messed up, man. What's up, man? You know what I mean? They got you jacked up because you in there, you know, you got a front. Everybody's fronting. Right. White people watching this right now.
Right.
Black people are fronting. They don't like you. Like that old dude at the job, you know, he be, you know, hey, how you guys doing? He hates your guts. Right. You know what I mean? He hates you. And that's one thing that's like an unspoken thing amongst black people, man. We don't like the oppressor, period. And I don't give a damn who you are. And if you are smiling and joking and laughing, you really are just putting on a show.
Right.
Go ahead.
Can we use the precept of why trimmest thy ways?
Yeah, to seek love.
To seek love?
Yeah, definitely. But keep reading that one, and then we're going to go to something else.
Okay, kind. Verse 29. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, verse 29.
Uh-huh.
The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life.
And we depend on the oppressor's table. That's what we want. We want to be like him because he is the quintessential ideal, or he's the quintessential goal of everybody that's under him. You know, whether it's Asians, East Indians, Puerto Ricans, yeah, black people, Jamaicans, everybody. Everybody wants what the oppressor has because we see that he has the power.
Right.
Whether you want to believe it or not. You know what I mean? You got some people like, I don't care. My mom always told me I had the power. No. You understand. When you go to that interview, to get that job, you understand what you got to do to get that job.
Right.
You understand. You know what I'm saying? You understand that you can't go in there looking like no nigga and talking like no nigga. You're going to have to go in there and you're going to have to act like you got some damn professionalism somewhere. You know what I mean? If you can't do it, you're going to have to find it. And they got classes on it. It's called employability skills, right? They got classes on it. They just teach you how to go in there and put yourself on the chopping block. You know what I mean? And for those of us that have been through it, we understand. You know what I mean? What it is. You know, like you be at the slavery, you can't have rap music pumping all out.
Right.
I remember I was saying, you don't know how like vulgar rap is until you listen to it around white people. Like, cause I was like around some white folks, and it was like a Megan Thee Stallion song came on. It was like body. It was like WAP. The WAP song came on. I was like embarrassed, man. I'm sitting there like. It was like, in this, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there like, like, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes, and I'm sitting there just listening to it like, damn, I want the song to hurry up and be over, because it's just like, it's just weird, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you know it's vulgar hell. But that's how you know the state of the people is by the music. You know what I mean? When you look at the music, that's how you know how the people are. And right now we're in a time where music is about, you know, killing. It's about sex. It's really don't have any substance in it like it used to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Somebody has their hand up somewhere.
I did. I forgot what I had to say though.
All right, no sweat.
You read?
Let me hear it. Any more on it? Go ahead.
I remember. It just shows you how much of, you know, these scriptures is the truth for us, because it says the life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for a life. But in America, we not counted for a whole vote. You know what I mean? We wasn't. You know what I mean? You know, we was 3/5 of a vote.
Yeah.
Of a person. We're not even counted as a whole life in their eyes. So it just goes to show you that this was written thousands of years ago.
Right. It's the most dumbest thing. Let me show y'all something else, right? Hold on. All right. I think we can hear this one more time. I hear that part at the beginning, though.
That dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope.
I have a dream today.
Let's confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, And some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we are involved in a war on Asian soil, which, if not checked and stopped, can poison the very soul of our nation. I'm not going to say that all of our problems will be solved if the war in Vietnam.
But you see how every time they always say we got a long, long way to go. Ain't that always the narrative? We got a long way to go. We got more hills to cross. We got more valleys to cross. It's like, why does it always got to be a long, long fight? Why does it always got to be like that? I mean, ain't people smart? People are smart. Come on now. This is not 1950 anymore. This is it's not 1940, it's not 1920, it's not 1865. It's 2023.
Right.
There's technology. There's Elon Musk is trying to create a colony on Mars. Like, we're literally like living in the now, the future, the technology age. Everybody is very well aware of what the hell is going on. So why would it take 200 times for a bill to go to get passed for anti-lynching? Go ahead.
We don't even have that same, we don't even have that same type of patience for each other. You know what I mean? Like, that same patience that we have in to fight this war of equality is the same. We don't even have that to keep our marriages going. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even have that to, we quick to leave each other. You know what I mean? We quick to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy, like, how you just brought that out.
Yeah. I mean, look at it, man. I'm gonna show y'all this one more thing. Go ahead and talk about it.
I was about to say, so what's crazy, what we're not able to see as Black people is how we're being treated. Like, our government will pass $1 trillion spending bill. What is that place? What's that place that's at war? Ukraine. They'll give Ukraine $40-something billion, man, to fight that war, and give absolutely nothing to fight the war here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing to help us here.
Yeah, they gave them over $1 billion.
They gave them mad money.
No, I'm talking about, I'm sorry. They gave them over $100 billion already.
No, it was like,
over $100 billion.
Yeah, it's something.
But check this out though. America is at the debt ceiling. It's at the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling is 30 trillion. That's the debt ceiling. That's where, like, you can't go no higher than that, because they're like, yo, y'all got owed too much debt, because they're just printing and it's causing inflation. But it's at $30 trillion right now. It's the national debt, and it's pushing there. And so, you know what they're talking about doing? They're talking about taking away from people's 401ks and retirement plans. All of that stuff that people have been trying to work. You work 60 years, 30 years, and you think that at the end of the time when you ready to retire, it's all gonna be there. Nope, ain't gonna be there, man. Cause look, let me tell you something, man. Look, $100 today is not $100 20 years from now. It's not even gonna be $100. It's not gonna be $100 from 10 years from now. Remember when you was a kid? I remember you used to go to the store with a quarter. 50 cents, and you was able to get a bag of chips, candy, a juice. You know what I mean? You were able to come out with a bag, like, man, I got some snacks, man. My my uncle gave me $1, right? And I can go to the store. You can't get a bag of chips for $1 now. You know what I'm saying? Bag of chips, what? $1.89, $2.89. What do you say? $2.29. And forget about soda in Philly. There's no point even buying soda up there, because you got the sugar tax. How you get a tax on sugar? Black people been picking sugar cane since slavery. And for some reason, we can't seem to get a break on sugar. Sugar, go ahead.
So from May, we don't even get bags anymore to carry our groceries out.
Right. And they make you pay 50 cents for that.
Okay.
Every bag, 50 cents. You know what I mean? They find more ways to oppress the people, period.
Right.
It's like they charge for everything. And then they're going to say, okay, well, bottled water is what, $3-4 a case, they're gonna start saying, okay, well, we're gonna have to start charging you for the bottles. Go ahead.
Hey, and let me tell you, and you know, Esau be finding all these ways to tax us and to keep us poor, but guess who follows suit? All those foreigners, East Indians and Arabs and all them that own the stores.
Yeah.
They follow right along and put the sugar tax on you, put the bag tax on you, put everything that they do to try to, you know, they be like, oh, we can do this? This is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this and all
you as well.
Right, and all these we got all these tough niggas in the hood. All these niggas that's so tough. All these sisters that's so damn tough. You know what I mean? So damn tough. When all these other nations, man, they shovel the money out of our neighborhoods, man. They shovel the money out of the black community, the so-called black community. They shovel the money out, and they don't get not a shot is fired. You know what I mean? And then you know, like in Philly, you see what they doing in Philly. That East Indian got them damn Pennsylvania agents up there now at his grocery store. That's what they all gonna start doing. These store owners that's in the black neighborhoods, they getting tired of black people running up in there and trying to rob them from time to time, right? They're gonna get security, and the security is gonna be what? Black people. And they're going to put black people in there that's armed to kill you for trying to rob a heathen that's not even from the neighborhood, from the community, period. You know what I mean? And that's where we at with it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to say something?
I was about to say, you know what's crazy is
let me get.
They won't hire a black person to do any other job in those stores. But
Leviticus 20 and 26.
But like you said, to protect the money. You know what I mean? Like a Negro can't get no job doing nothing else in that store but to protect, you know, the guy's money.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want this, Micah?
Yeah. Leviticus 20 and 26. You had Micah?
Yeah, it's Micah.
Okay, hold on. What was it, Micah? What?
1 and 2 and.
You can give me 2 and 7.
2 and 7.
I'm just scribing 2 so that people can see it. All right, so we can go there. We can go there for Micah 2 and 7 real quick, and then we're gonna go to this.
No, it's 2 and 10.
2 and 10.
Sorry, it's 2 and 10. Sorry.
All right, give me 1 second.
You can eat. Oh yeah, you can edit it.
Okay. 2 and 10, right?
Yeah, Michael 2 and 10. So you see, they got the edit button, so you can always, you know, you can change one of the ones that's already got there too.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna go to Micah 2 and 10. Let me bring this back. I'm gonna go back to this, y'all. 1 second. I'm so out right now. The water.
I'm so out background. The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Right. America is not our place to be resting. That's why every 2 seconds we try to rest, you see what happens. It's another shooting. When we try to rest, there's another mass shooting. We try to rest, there's another cop that kills a black person. Then we try to rest, there's another gang shooting. You try to rest, there's more cops that come in and kick the wrong door in. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a place for us to sit back and get comfortable. And we got to understand that the reason that we can't get comfortable is because the Lord is making it that way. This is not the place for us to be trying to, you know, fight for all of this. He fight for equality and fight for to be treated right by the oppressor. What we got to do is focus on ourselves. And as long as we do that, then the oppressor won't come into our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll have more group cohesion. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be more, you know, once we stop killing each other, then it'll be a different thing. But if we continue to do the same thing, then they look at us like, well, why can't we kill you? You kill each other. I mean, you know, they just as arrogant. They're arrogant enough to even say something like that.
Right, but we don't think that same thing back. Like, okay, well, y'all kill each other, y'all eat each other, y'all do all this kind of stuff. But why the hell we can't kill you?
Yeah, they were like, well,
we don't even have that same thought process.
Why can't we say the word nigga? Y'all call each other nigga all the time. Why can't we say it? You know, they want to do everything that we do. Why can't we say nigga? Y'all use nigga all the time. Then you see Amber Rose up there saying nigga this, nigga that. Amber Rose was saying nigga all through the interview. Nobody checked her. Nobody said, whoa, hold up. You know what I mean? You ain't black. You know what I mean?
They want some buzz.
These white women starting to think that they black. They done been around niggas too long. They, you know what I mean? They starting to think that they can, you know, say what they want. They getting these damn BBLs and they think that they black women now. Go ahead.
So like, if I may, I used to live in the county in Lansdowne, and an African gave a white boy permission to say nigga.
Right, because they don't, because we're not them. I always get on this, man. I always get on this topic, man, because it's just, you know, I'm going with the simple thing to that. The simple, we don't look like African people.
Right.
This period. Like, I mean, I don't know, we can go to books. There's books here, books there, and we can go into it and stuff like that, but we don't look like them. Hey, grab me the book. Grab me the sign real quick, man. Grab me the African sign real quick. I want to show y'all something, man.
You can take the darkest one and the darkest one of us.
Is there any? Okay.
You can take.
All right, we'll go with that. Since what the hell? What the hell? All right. You see this? Do you see this? Hold on. Let me zoom it in real quick. I know we going into it, but
the phenotype not the same. The features, nothing is the same.
All right, let me zoom in. Okay. These people don't look like Beyonce. These people don't look like nobody in this class.
Right.
If you saw these people, you would know that they were Africans. Period.
Absolutely.
There's no look, man.
They don't even look like they Flavor Flav.
Niggas
like,
don't look like that.
They don't even look like Flavor Flav.
Niggas don't look like that, man.
Yeah,
look,
man,
they don't look like that. They don't look like that.
It's not even. It's a spirit. They have a totally different spirit that they're in. We have two totally different spirits. There's a, if I may, desire one.
Yeah.
There's a documentary out there. You may be able to still find it. It's called Many Rivers to Cross.
Mm-hmm.
The documentary is called Many Rivers to Cross, and it's the one guy. It's a black dude who's in Africa, and he's talking to some of these.
Somebody say we don't smell like a beaver.
Just thinking that, right? It's that and he's talking to some of the leaders of these tribes, and the tribe leaders is saying that we sold you, and that my family made plenty of money off of you, and the documentary that I watched, the African guy said they still have that money. Mm-hmm. They still have that money in the family.
Yeah.
And the documentary is called Many Rivers to Cross.
Many Rivers to Cross?
Yeah, you think I'm playing? It's called Many Rivers to Cross.
I have to start watching documentaries again. It's a lot. But there we go, man. Let me get back to this, man. This is. Oh, what was that? You said Micah 2 and 10, right? We done with that?
So lock it now.
Go ahead, Micah 2 and 10.
Micah chapter 2, verse 10.
Right.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is polluted,
Mm-hmm.
it shall destroy you.
Right.
Even with a sword destruction.
Right. There we go, man. I mean, this place is built to destroy you. We already destroyed. We destroyed our damn self. And this is why we're in the condition that we're in right now. Don't blame it on the curses. And that's what we try to do too. We're like, see, we're here because God cursed us. No, we're here because we don't listen. And we're trying to. Okay, the Lord created the oppressor to be the way that he is, and we're trying to prove the Lord wrong every time we try to figure out a way to salvage somebody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay. People always go back to the slave thing. Like, yeah, well, it was, white people that helped during slavery, right? And yeah, I mean, there are people that are oppressors that has helped us in the past, right? Now, we're not talking individual, all right? Now, there's white people that have never done black people wrong, right? And there's people at my job. It's a lady at my job. Her name is Deanna. She's the what's that called? Human resources. She makes sure my check is always right. She's never done anything bad to me. You know, she talks to me about cats. You know, everything is perfectly fine. I have no problem with her, right? But even in that, you have to still understand, even if she comes in and she says, "Good morning, how you doing today?" And I say, "Man, I'm doing fine. How are you doing today?" She said, "Oh man, I'm doing great." That's perfectly fine. You're still the devil. You know what I mean? We have to have that kind of thing in our mind. Yeah, this oppressor might be helping you out, but he's still the devil the Bible speaks of. Period. Go ahead.
Because no matter what, I mean, you know, just because one of them are good doesn't mean that
Right.
all of them are good.
Right. It's like,
I mean, it's like just because one of us is sinning don't mean all of us is bad, but all of us is in here in this slavery together.
right. Look at Jeremiah. Jeremiah, he was righteous. He was a righteous man. He still went into captivity though. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at Isaiah, you look at all the prophets in the Bible. Paul, Peter, all of them were righteous men. They still was under the Romans. Even Christ was under the Romans.
Right.
Because we suffer as a nation, not individually. Go ahead. No, I'm good. All right. Okay. All right, no sweat. So we done with Micah. We done with Micah 2 and 10. Let's go to Leviticus 20 and 26. I'm trying to scribe, man. So y'all gotta forgive me, y'all that's watching online. At least give me a share. I'm teaching, scribing, you know, going through the scriptures, doing everything, man. Seeing the questions in the thing, man. It's like I'm doing everything, and they brothers still won't come in the truth. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall be holy unto me.
Uh-huh.
For I, the Lord, am holy.
Uh-huh.
And have severed you from other people.
Severed you.
Severed you.
From other people.
From other people.
Right. That means the Lord broke you away. The Lord separated you, made you holy. To be holy means to be separate, right? So the Lord separated us from the other people. The Lord wants us to be holy like he's holy. If he wanted us to be separated from other people, then why are we trying to march for civil rights? Why are we trying to march to be integrated? Why are we marching for integration? Why are we trying to be joined with other people when the Lord said that I have what? Say that one more time.
I have severed you from other people.
Keep going.
That ye should be mine.
That what?
That ye should be mine.
Right, meaning that the Lord has a favored people. The Lord has a people that he has separated, but he also has a people that were a vessel to dishonor too. So that people aren't the people that you should be trying to convince not to be what the Lord called them to be. Right. And there's no way that you can do that anyway. Right. But we're trying it, and we see how long it's taken for us to get any change. You know what I mean? The way we're going, it's going to take another 100 years. We're going to be saying Black Lives Matter for another 100 years, right? If Christ don't return, because of our stupidity, because of our lack of unity. You know what I mean? Because we hate each other so damn much, because we don't prefer each other. And that's why we're going to stay in the same rut that we've always been in. Let me show you something, though. Let me show you something. Hold on. A minute.
You said that cop car was a Jeep.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that. Look at this. This is the new unveiling of the Martin Luther King, the new statue. All right, the new statue of Martin Luther King. They unveiled it MLK Day, and here we go. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I'm gonna go on mute though.
The thing Well, today, of course, marks Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and a new monument has been unveiled in Boston titled The Embrace. It memorializes Dr. King and his wife, Coretta Scott King's love and struggle. The 20-foot-tall bronze statue designed by artist Hank Wilson Thomas captures the hug, and you'll see a picture of it here, that Dr. King shared with his wife after he won the 1964 Nobel Peace Prize.
You know what that kind of similar reminds me of? That reminds me of that statue is big, man. 20 stories. What is that? 20 feet, right? So it's. I mean, I know that statue of Caesar Borgia in Brazil is a lot bigger, but it's still almost like they're idolizing him.
Hold on, let me. I'm gonna put it on mute, and I'm gonna play it while you talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's almost like they idolizing Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Like they're making him larger than life. They're like making Martin Luther King like the new Jesus type thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like every year our focus is just on that Negro right there. On how supposedly great he was.
Right. Here we go with another statue. Another statue.
Like how much are we gonna like put into this one man?
Statues. That's what we've been getting. Joe Biden is the statue president. Statue. They be like, come on down. You're the next contestant on Who Wants a New Statue?
Let me tell you something. What is a statue? Who cares about a statue?
Another statue. We just got statue after statue after statue after statue. That's what we get.
It's a perch for the birds. You know what I mean? That's it.
We get. Hold on. Let me see. All right, no sweat. I think we're good to go.
Like, it looked like it got enough room for some bums to sleep under.
Look,
you know
let me tell y'all something, man. Hold on, let me make sure my volume is still good. Y'all let me know. Am I good on the volume? Which is another for us.
Nobody can figure out what it was.
It's arms, man. It's arms.
And they chose arms to make. Like that statue probably cost thousands of dollars, if not millions. And they chose arms. They chose something that you can't even figure out what it is until somebody tell you what it is. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Oh man, that's funny. And that there you go, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we get. We get statues, man. Hold on. What the hell is going on here? Oh no, that's that. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong.
The volume is good.
Oh, the volume good? Okay.
The volume's straight.
Oh, volume is good. Okay, no sweat. All right, the water. Yeah. Okay. So y'all see what we get. We got the statue president. They do all of this because they know that it's time for, we in the election year. You know what I'm saying? This year, they're going to be running for 2024. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to start doing symbolic little gestures that's going to make people, start to think that, we're accepted and they love us and, we're good to go. Go ahead. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see statues and all kinds of like little symbolic little things that they're going to do, like I said, to make us think that they're actually doing something, but they're not going to do anything like monetary.
No.
None of that. Go ahead.
And almost to me, I always think of things a certain way. And so with me, I see the Israelite movement growing. And I see
Hosea 14:1.
I see the Israelite movement growing. And because the Israelite movement is growing so much, and you see, like they say, like the Israelites are real savvy with the internet and things like that. So they understand what we're saying. They understand that we're saying that they're the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're trying so hard to prove to disillusion black people or, try to catch the ones that they can catch.
Mm-hmm.
To say we're not as bad as these Israelites,
mm-hmm.
Or saying that we are. It's almost like I feel like that. I feel like they do a lot of the things that they do to combat the Israelites.
For the theatrical.
Maybe I'm thinking more. Maybe I'm like reading more into the Israelite movement than what I should be.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that they do a lot of what they do because
right. like politics, right? Politics is like, okay, politics is about them trying to figure out things that are going to make people feel a certain type of way. So they'll say, okay, what we got going on? Okay, we got okay. So we're going to unveil the Martin Luther King new statue, bronze statue. We're going to do it on Martin Luther King Day, and that's going to appeal to our voter base. You know, it's going to make Black people feel good about it, and all those types of things. And then from that, you know, that's how they move. They move like
the art of war, man.
Right. They say, okay,
war.
we're gonna bring Brittany Griner home. We're gonna trade out Brittany Griner, and we're gonna bring her home because when she's home for Christmas, that'll appeal to our voter base from the LGBT. That'll appeal to women, Black women. That'll also appeal to, you know what I mean, the Black people as a whole. Right, because it's Christmas, all those different things. So we're gonna bring Brittany Griner home, and we're gonna appeal to this voter base. Like, that's how politics work. It does not work like, oh, well, we're going to just do the right thing. No, it's about how can they stimulate the voter base to go out and vote, period. You know what I mean? And that's basically what it is. And they're figuring out ways because they know, like, okay, we're not giving them no money. So we got to try to figure out a way to do it without giving out money. So they'll say, okay, well, we got the George Floyd statue. We'll give you a statue on George Floyd, and we'll, you know, let you go and see that. Look at the George Floyd statue. We'll take down these racist ones because we know y'all don't like those. But what we'll do is we'll put a George Floyd statue up there, and we'll put you know, next is probably be, you know, somebody who fought for the LGBT. You know, that's what it'll be. And I'm saying it now because when it comes out, y'all gonna know that I said it. It's gonna be somebody in the LGBT, like maybe like the people who started Black Lives Matter. It'll probably be. Is there one like that out there? Yeah, it's gonna be somebody from Black Lives Matter, like probably like maybe a transsexual. Probably get a statue next, like somebody who spearheaded the transsexual movement.
I think they let one into the government. Isn't one a mayor? There's a transsexual mayor or a councilman.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that.
Yeah.
And then you see what MLK is today. MLK Day today is like, you see them y'all see those like Martin Luther King, y'all see those like party flyers? They be like MLK weekend. You know what I mean? Ladies free all night. Ladies free all night. You want? Hello, let me show you. Ladies free all night. Hold on, you see. Let me see. Ladies free all night. Ladies free all night. MLK. Hold on. Let me see. Okay.
Party flyer.
So let me see. Let me go to images.
It says MLK Weekend Shuffle. It said no worries.
Hold
Hey,
on,
you see it say no worries.
look at this one.
Yeah. It say no worries.
Hold on, let me see this one.
Drum major for justice.
Open up an image in a new tab. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna share the screen so y'all can see. I'm gonna show y'all, man. Look.
Big Mike. It said free at last.
Look, man, we don't even they don't even respect Mike, man. They don't even respect Martin Luther King, man. Look, you see what this is? Look, this is it's like, look, MLK weekend, January 17th to the 18th. Ladies and free, man. Ladies and free to 12. It's gonna be a lit party, boy. They getting turned up, man. You know what I'm saying? And like that is where we at with it, man. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, let me see. See that? MLK, man. Free it's the free at last party. Crazy as hell. All right, so let me get
Hosea 14.
no, Proverbs 14 and 12.
Kind of kind.
All right, Proverbs 14 and 12. Let me just go ahead and scribe that real quick.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man.
Right, because okay, it felt right at the time, but it wasn't the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, in that time, they may have had blind spots that they weren't able to see at the time, but that was based on fear. You know what I'm saying? But now that we're in a position to look at it from a broader perspective, because so much time has passed, and we're the people that's here now. Right. So we're able to see the things that happen wrong with the movement, and we're able to fix those things now, right? And so at that time, there was a way that seemed right to a man. Keep reading.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
And that's what happens. We end up dying as a result of the bad mistakes that we've made. That's how we live in America. We die when we make bad mistakes. The thing is, the Lord will give us what we want just to show us that that's not what we want. We just had to have Joe Biden. Didn't we? We had to have Joe Biden. We just had to get him in office. And you think, and somehow America is less racist now? What other nations understand about Black people is that Black people, Hispanics, I'm not going to say Native Indians because I don't think they really vote like that, right? Native Indians don't vote. They got their own thing. But Black people and Hispanics, what they understand about Black people and Hispanics is that we're dumb.
Right.
Dumb and emotional people. So they understand and they play on that dumb and stupidness and emotionalism that we exude from each other. So out of our nations, so that they know, okay, it's time for to run for votes. All right, let's eat some chicken. Let's get some watermelon. Let's go give out dinners in a soul food restaurant. Let's go to the barbershop. Yeah, this nigga's there. Let's go to the barbershop. You know what? Let's talk about, abortion. Yeah. Black women really care about killing their kids. Let's talk about abortion rights. Let's do that, because trust me, it's a white man that's behind the scenes that's saying, yeah, I know how we can do it. We can get Megan Thee Stallion up here because the hoes love Megan Thee Stallion. We'll get her up here and we'll talk to her and ask her what does she think about Black people voting, and what does she feel that is the condition of Black people in America. Yeah, we'll get Cardi B because they like Cardi B. Oh, what else niggas like? Niggas like football, right? We'll get some football players up here. What else they like? They like rap. Get Kanye West up here because these niggas is stupid, and that's the way they look at us. So
the crazy thing is, I got a video that I
go ahead. You got to talk to Mike.
I got a video that I have downloaded on my computer where it's what's his name, Joe Biden, and it's maybe like from 20 years ago, and he's like on the Senate floor. I'm not sure what his position is in government, but nevertheless, he's in government, and he's giving a speech, and he's talking about Black people being predators. He's talking about Black people being predators, being afraid of Black people because they're gonna accost his wife. They said they're gonna accost his wife, beat up my son. That's exactly how he said it.
You on the camera now? Go ahead.
Right. So I said they're gonna accost my wife, beat up my son, and this is the same person who 20 years later, now he's eating cornbread and chicken wings and green beans and collard greens.
Right. What did he say when he said hold on, let me show y'all. Hold on, I'll show y'all. Hold on, what the hell? I'll show y'all. All right, so Joe Biden, what was it? Joe Biden.
C-SPAN. Joe Biden calls Black people predators.
No, not that one.
Joe Biden.
Works at Soul Food Restaurant, right?
Soul Food Restaurant, yeah.
Joe Biden Soul Food Restaurant.
And he had to ask him what the food was. He was like, "What's this again?" They like, "Yeah, this collard greens, man, and fried chicken, macaroni and cheese." Oh yeah, fried chicken, macaroni, and collard greens. Now go ahead.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
What Officer Matthias Powell was just saying. Yeah, he did that about 25 years ago, but he's not the only one. A few after him gave that same exact speech, then turned around, ran for president. A few of them has won the presidency all off the back of, let's go get the hot sauce.
Let's just get the hot sauce.
Exactly. Let's get them collard greens. Bill Clinton was another one.
Everything that I say can be forgiven as long as
I saw some college. Oh, and kiss their babies, because Bill, he got it with kissing the black babies. And then his wife said it when she was young. She a few of them.
Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Right here.
That's it right there.
Yeah, that's it. Hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm bringing it to the stream. Hold on. Let me present it. Let me share my screen. And it's Joe Biden serves soul food in Los Angeles.
Look at him.
All right, go ahead.
They serving breakfast and he talking about fried chicken and biscuits.
Hold on. Did y'all see that? Hold on. Did y'all see that?
One biscuit up there.
Hold on. Did y'all see that? Hold on. Matter of fact, let me try to play one more time in case they didn't see it.
The dude had to tell him what they were serving.
Hold on. Let me play it one more time. I don't think they saw it. Maybe I might have been tripping.
It just said fried chicken and biscuits.
Some breakfast to all of the constituents. We got the Doolan's uniform on, and so I get us like a moment with him, and I'm like, "What's your go-to soul food plate, Joe?"
Fried chicken and biscuits. Oh, fried chicken and biscuits. Fried chicken and biscuits. Fried chicken roll one time. Fried chicken and biscuits. Fried chicken roll one time.
He just went down and kind of pointed at everything.
It's called pandering. By the way, that soul food plate that he put together is disgusting. I'm not trying to eat no fried chicken with no scrambled eggs. Like what is he talking about?
Are you crazy? That is good as hell.
Yeah, that's on you, man. You can say it, yeah.
He said that everything they put together was disgusting.
Oh, man.
Fried chicken and biscuits. Oh, man, that is funny, man.
Yeah, there you go. Back on me.
That's fried chicken and biscuits.
There you go, man. I just wanted to show y'all, man, like how they pander. They pander to black people, man. And they do it, and they're going to do it again because we don't learn. One more time. Could you got it, Zarabakar? Let's read it one more time.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man,
mm-hmm.
but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah, man. And they say it again in Proverbs 16 and 25, which says, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. It might seem right to you when you're going through it. It might seem like this might be the right thing to do, but the right thing, what you should do, and we're going to go ahead and we was going to, all right. So we started a little bit late. So let me just get 5 minutes. All right. Ezekiel, hold on. Ezekiel. Ezekiel. That's how the brothers from the ISBK back in the day said. Ezekiel. Give me Deuteronomy. All right. Ezekiel. Hold on, let me see. Ezekiel 16. Ezekiel 16. Hold on, let me see. Ezekiel 16. You're going to like this one, Gerard Carr. Ezekiel 16. Let me look at it. You're going to use this one. Hold on. Okay. All right. Start at 16, then start at 28.
Honorable Khan.
Hold on. Let me scribe it real quick, and then we're gonna end out with this one. All right. Ezekiel 36. Hold on 1 second. Let me just scribe it real quick for everybody to see it.
You said 16 or 36?
16 and 16 28. And 28.
Honorable Khan. Ooh-wee.
Ezekiel 16, verse 28. We'll start there. All right. See, this helps like when when people come back, it's always good to scribe too, because it helps out when people come back and they might want to, they might want to look at your video, but then they might not want to go through and listen to every damn thing in the video. So at least you can fast forward and be like, okay, he breaking this scripture down right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got it. All right.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast played the whore.
Uh-huh.
Also with the Assyrians.
Right. So we've always, since we fell away from the Lord, we've always played the whore. Right? You know what a whore is, right? A whore is a man that has sex. I mean, a woman that has sex with a man for money, right? But we've played the whore as a nation with other nations, right? We're that nation that'll have sex with you, for money, to have gain, to have, monetary gain. Keep going.
Honorable Khan.
What was that? 28. Uh-huh. So we played the whore with the Assyrians, right? Go ahead.
Because thou was unsatiable.
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 Right. Meaning like we could never get enough. Right. A person that has an insatiable lust, meaning that a person that has an insatiable lust, they can never be filled. Right. Like, a person that you can't satisfy them. They just have an insatiable lust. And we've played the whore with other nations, and it's been insatiable. Right. It can never be filled. Go ahead.
Honorable Khan. Yeah. Thou hast played the harlot with them, and yet couldst not be satisfied.
There you go, right? We played the whore with these other nations. We played the whore with the white man, and we can never be satisfied with it. Like, damn, how much of a whore do we got to be? You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou was not satisfied herewith.
Right. So we played a whore with the Koreans. We played a whore with the Japanese, the East Indians. Right. We played a whore with all these other nations, and we still, even though we played a whore with them, we still can't be satisfied with that. We gotta be more of a whore. Keep reading.
Honorable Khan. How weak is thine heart?
Say that one more time.
How weak is thine heart?
The Lord is saying, like, how weak are you? With the whole civil rights movement, that's what we did. We played a whore with everybody. And what did everybody know? They know that the niggas got an open market. We can go in there and we can live generations. We can put our kids through college, right? We can send them to the best colleges. We can sell these niggas chicken wings all day. We can sell them blunts all day. These niggas is stupid. These niggas is dumb. These niggas is hoes. And because these niggas is hoes, we can go in there and we can F them all day, all night, and we'll shovel the money out of here. Like you said in your class, they won't even put up a new nets on the basketball courts.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't say, okay, let me put some new nets up. Let me start to give back a little bit from all the money that we taking out of here. But they don't do it because we hoes. Who the hell respects a hoe? Keep reading.
Khan Khan. Saith the Lord God, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of an imperious, whorish woman.
Yeah, imperious. Let me look that up real quick. This imperious.
Got it, sir. This is the Webster's Dictionary of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary definition of imperious. Marked by arrogant assurance.
Yeah, there we go. Keep going. Any more?
Yep, kind. B is befitting or characteristic of one eminent rank or attainments.
Right, thinking that we okay. This is how you break it down. We think that we're whores as a nation, and we think that we're something to be respected.
Right.
We think that we're just this, this grand people, and we think we're just this people that's just so, respected, and we're not because we're a hoe. We're whores. That's what the Lord is saying. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I may, this is like saying what women think they are by being independent, strong black women that don't need a man.
Yeah,
today.
It's like but the Lord is what he's doing is he's equating our nation as a whole, and he's paralleling it with a woman who's a hoe. Right, to a whore. Like now we're talking about a whore now. We're talking about a textbook whore. You know what I'm saying? A prostitute. Go ahead.
Nowadays, like, okay, whoredom has changed. You got women that say, "Oh, I don't date broke men." You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be considered whoredom?
Okay. Not necessarily. Okay, it depends on how you're using it. Because a woman can have a preference of the type of man that she wants. You get my point? Like she could not be a hoe, but she might not want a broke nigga. We had the whole debate. Just tune in to the damn show. We had it this weekend.
Right.
The great whole debate. Rude and speech, man. The great whole debate. And we were talking about all this, but I see what you're saying, and you going into something that is going to take us past the time. Go ahead.
All I was trying to say is they're not dating a man based off his substance and what he can, the fruits that he produced, but based off of his status. Like these, I hear a lot of women on Clubhouse. Oh, if he's not a high value man, but they only basing it off of his money.
Oh, money, yeah.
You know what I mean? The brother can drag them through the mud.
Right.
They don't care as long as he's paying for a Birkin bag.
Right. So you're saying that so it's like you're still paying for it, but you're doing it. They're rationalizing it in a different way.
You're giving, instead of giving her money, you're giving her materials.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you might buy her a car or like.
So at the end of the day,
buying a woman that stuff, but I'm just saying that's what it is. You know what I mean? But they converted the whoredom into these expensive items.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it goes deep, man. I don't have enough time to go into it. That debate is it goes into it, man. But I see what you're saying. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like a woman can have a preference,
right,
on what she wants. It doesn't necessarily have to make her a hoe because she wants a nigga who got, something. Because I mean, women don't really want a nigga who don't got nothing.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Go ahead.
Unless she, start to sleep with.
Go ahead. Yeah, if she's sleeping with multiple men.
Sleep with multiple men, or if she starts to sleep with multiple men to try to achieve this wealth or whatever she feels like she
yeah.
Or if she already has to do that home and he doesn't have that, and then now she sleeps with somebody else because he does have that, whether she's getting it or not.
Right. Then yeah, that would be it. Yeah.
And Salaki, sir, and that's what I mean. Like to tie it back into the scripture of because these women are sleeping with multiple men. You know, they're not in a relationship. They'll let you know, and they'll let you know that they're not dealing with no broke nigga.
Then yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is, and then that also that makes the men whoremongers.
Right, kind of a kind.
Go ahead.
So to bring that back into the scripture of how it says the work of an imperious woman, a woman that feels like she's something of status because multiple high value men sleep with her.
Go ahead, tie it in. But at the end of the day, she's still a hoe. Right, according to the scripture. According to the scripture.
So I and then the people in the world, their ideal of a high value man is like distorted.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They think just because you got a couple dollars,
right?
You're supposed to be this high value dude. When I think you just said, what comes with that? When you date a nigga with money, man.
Yeah, because
he might want to go upside your head.
But a nigga,
20 other women.
Right? But a nigga that got millions of dollars that you're trying to get with, like a woman that's trying to get with a nigga like that, then you got to understand that nigga is gonna have hoes.
Most of these women are going to what is that word when you what is that word like she's gonna have to like give up some of her morals to get that.
Yeah, I mean that nigga, right? He's never gonna be home.
Yeah, she's gonna have to allow him to talk to her stupid. She's gonna have to allow everything that comes with him to get that.
Right, to get money, especially now. Yeah. They get now. Nigga that's sitting on 20 million, he ain't, you trying to, he got the pick of the litter. He can get any woman that he want. He's not gonna, I mean, what you think? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna just be with you, and no, I mean, you tripping if you think that. So a lot of women, they understand that, so they'll just be like, okay, well, I'll just be the chick that's just play my position, and that'll be that. Right, but what you said, yeah, if a woman is got those intentions to have sex with men just for the greater goal of getting his money, then yeah. All right, keep reading. Where we at? Let them know where you at.
Like it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 31. In that thou buildest thine eminent place in the head of every way, and makest thy high place in every street.
Right. That's the thing. Like, okay, that's the part of us wanting to have respect as a nation. But at the end of the day, we're just hoes. All right, I'm good to go on the mic. Hold on, let me see. Check it out. Let me see. Check it out. Audio, fault mic. Oh, look, it went back. Go out of two. Oh, hold on. Probably rolled over the car. My damn feet too damn big. Hold on. It's up there now. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, can you hear me? All right, no sweat. All right, so read it one more time, Robert Carr.
Honorable Khan. In that thou buildest thy eminent place in the head of every way, and makest thy high place in every street.
Right, the thing that makes the things that would make you, the things that you would be respected from, you don't do. Right, the things that we would be respected if we gathered together. We would be respected if we didn't fall for the okie doke every time. We would be respected if we didn't fall for Joe Biden coming in and cooking food and serving food at the soul food restaurant. We would be respected by other nations if we decided to have some goddamn integrity amongst each other. But since we don't, and we think that, somehow we have a high place of respect with other nations, but at the end of the day, we're just a whore that's in everybody's face trying to have sex, right? And so the perception is how other nations look at us, right? That's what you want to keep in your mind. Keep reading.
Honorable Khan. And has and has not been as an harlot.
Bro, let's go up and come back down just to give you the context, all right?
We want to that, sir.
31.
Kind of kind. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And that thou buildest thy eminent place in the head of every way, and makest thy high place in every street, and has not been as in harlot.
Say that one more time.
And has not been as in harlot.
Right. We think that those things don't make us a hoe.
Right.
To the other nations. We think like, oh yeah, because we vote. We get out and vote, and we good Americans, and yeah, we accept everybody. Oh, we love everybody. Oh, we just the brotherhood people. We the sisterhood nation. We just love all nations. We think that doesn't make us a hoe. But what the Lord is saying is that you are. Whether you think that you're not, you still are. Let's keep reading.
And that thou scornest higher.
What does that mean? Anybody? Go ahead.
Like within that whoredom, like we scorn of ourselves.
Anybody? Sisters? They don't know? All right, the scorn is higher is we don't even want to be paid for being a whore. You know, whores get paid to have sex.
Right.
And let everybody F. But we don't even want to get paid. We scorn higher. Like we don't even want the money from doing it. Go ahead.
So like if I may, to translate that to nowadays, our women don't necessarily have to get paid for doing it. They just get the attention and or the clout from being around the dude.
Right, exactly.
With the money.
Could you give the sister the mic?
Salami, bro. That's called a one-night stand.
So y'all look, man, y'all following what this is breaking down?
Right.
Like this is crazy, right? If you can break it down, if you can. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get this broken down to me myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so what does this mean? And you know what I mean? The captain was breaking it down to me at the time. And I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is crazy. This is the Lord through the prophet Ezekiel is basically equating the nation of Israel to a whore. Right? Keep reading.
But as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband.
Right, because we're married to the Lord. We're married to, you know what I'm saying? We're married to the Lord, so we're the Lord's wife. You get my point?
Right.
And now we're the Lord's wife as a nation, but we don't even want to have sex with, you know what I'm saying, in the metaphor, right? With our husband, we want to have sex with strangers and commit adultery, right? It says, in that thou biddest, it says, but as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband. Verse 33.
They give gifts to all whores.
They what?
Give gifts to all whores.
Right. Women, men, everybody gives gifts to hoes. Like you said, they'll buy you a Birkin. They'll buy you some shoes. They'll buy you, clothes. Everybody does that. Right. That's not nothing special. Keep reading.
But thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers.
Right. What hoe does that? No hoes do that. Hoes get gifts from niggas and men. They don't give gifts to niggas and men. You know, I'm talking about other nations of people. They don't do that. When if you get a whore, a hoe, a prostitute, you don't be like, hey, what's up? And she say, hey, here's $20, here's $100. No, nobody does that. It goes the opposite way around. That's contrary to what it means to be a prostitute. You get my point? That's contrary to what we're doing. Keep reading.
And hire is them.
We hire them. Go ahead.
That they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom. Verse 34. And the contrary is in thee from other women and thy whoredom.
See that? It's contrary in us, because if you're a whore, and you know what I mean, you're a prostitute, you make money, then it's contrary what we're doing, because we don't even want to get paid for doing it. We're just hoes that don't even get money and don't even get paid. And we're contrary to other prostitutes because we don't do the same thing. We give gifts to people we give the gift of our love. We give the gift of our respect.
Right.
We give the gift of, acceptance to other nations of people. And we're the hoe. They should be giving it to us because we're letting them fuck. Salaki for my language, but I had to say it. There's no other better word. Right? You get my point? We're letting them hit it. Right? Pause. But we letting them, you know what I mean?
Right.
As a nation, we're letting them, get in, and we ain't even getting paid from it. We're giving them everything. And that's contrary to what being a hoe is. Keep reading.
Kanan Okan. Whereas none followeth thee to commit whoredoms.
Right. Other hoes ain't gonna follow you. Because they like, well, that bitch don't get paid. She's a hoe, but she don't get no money out of it.
Right.
So I'm not gonna follow this hoe. This hoe is not a real hoe. She's different. She's a hoe on another level. Because she's out here on the track and she ain't even getting paid for it. That's Christianity. That's civil rights. Keep reading.
Kanan Okan. And in that thou givest a reward.
Mm-hmm. And what's the reward? What reward are we giving? Think hoes. What's the reward that we giving?
We give, like you said, our love, our
No, but bring me home.
We giving up the box.
Yes. Yes. We're giving sex.
Right.
That's what we're giving. That's the reward. Because any nigga who has sex with a prostitute, he pays for it, and the reward is sex, right?
Right.
But we're giving up the reward and not even getting any benefit from it. You get my point? This see how the scripture's breaking it down?
Right.
Let's get it. Keep going.
Kanan Okan. So like it. And no reward.
Yeah, you got it.
Right.
And no reward is given.
No reward is given unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore thou art contrary.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 35. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 36. Thus saith the Lord God.
Mm-hmm.
Because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers, and with all the idols of thy abominations, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them.
Right, we gave our children over to civil rights. You know what I mean? We gave our children over to this. You know who was out there at these damn parades? Damn. All right, I'm done. Man, look, Tazapah, I'm done. But look, that's who. This is who we give. We gave our kids over to this. Let me see. Salakia.
Yeah, Tony, hopefully it stays that way. Organizers had said rain or shine, the parade will be happening today, and it's just under 2 hours away. You can see the start of the parade route here at Western and MLK Boulevard. We want to show you what the parade looked like back in 2020. This was the last time it was uninterrupted, and the last time it actually took place on MLK Day itself. The procession of dance teams, equestrian groups, drum lines, and elected leaders, they will once again be making their way through Leimert Park, all to pay tribute and celebrate the life of Dr. King. Last year's January parade was canceled for the second year in a row due to the pandemic, but it was rescheduled for June. The Grand Marshal had this guy's involved in, hey, what's your name? Huh?
Yes.
Your son here?
5 years ago.
Oh, I love it. So we'll hear it when it actually happens live. Thank you guys so much.
Not the one I wanted, but y'all get it. We give our kids over to it. Keep reading. And we're going to end it out.
So like it. children, which I get. Okay, verse 37.
One more verse. Yeah, 37. That's it.
Right, okay, God. Behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers,
Mm-hmm.
with whom thou hast taken pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
and all them that thou hast loved,
Mm-hmm.
with all them that thou hast hated.
Mm-hmm.
I will even gather them round about against thee,
Mm-hmm.
and will discover thy nakedness unto them, that they may see all thy nakedness.
There we go, man. And that's what it is. The Lord is judgment. You know what I mean? The judgment on us for being hoes. And the Lord is doing it right now. That's why civil rights don't work. Martin Luther King don't work. You know, another goddamn meeting don't work. Another march don't work. Nothing ever works because we play the hoes. And the Lord is going to deal with hoes. That's how it goes. You read any scripture on it and it'll show you. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I had tonight. I'm not going to say anything else. We way over the time, but we was, starting a little late. So, all right, no sweat. All right. I'm going to bring up precinct officers to arrive the car. Everybody like this. Like. All right. I'm going to switch it over for you. All right, you got it.
Shalom, Israel. We are the ISUPK, Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. This is your ISUPK security announcements. A rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. Ma'asherah means 10th in Hebrew. 10% of 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund. It's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is the Feast of Purim. I believe it's March 5th and 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yep.
March 5th and 6th. Consult your camp leaders for the location.
And also, too, real quick, we be having a food drive again in Kensington, right? And we're going to be giving away chili and cornbread. Chili and cornbread up in Kensington, man. So any sisters that want to get down, look, we welcome y'all. You know what I mean? We need the sisters out there to represent for the Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a great thing, a great event. And it's going to be good because, I can go out and finish my documentary that I've been trying to do. All right? No sweat.
Priest fund. It's a free will offering for the priest. Oh, Salakia. I read it already. With that being said, if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. Men of Israel, Mijel, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Mijel Shabbat, Mijel, Rock,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam.
Yashmatah. Sir, we're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Sisters of Mijel. Men of Israel, Mijel Shabbat, Mijel, Rock, Yahweh Shamar Alatham by Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shamar Alatham by Hashem Yahushua.
Yashmatah, class dismissed.
That's right.
When you end it, you can leave it up, since I want.
What's that? Are you leaving it up?
Yeah, when you end the broadcast. Yeah, you get. Yeah, I'll take it from there. I'll take it from there. Start.
What you about to do?